Chargers at 4-7 and likely out of the playoff race. Rivers will be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. So, Shannon, is it time for the Chargers to move on from Philip Rivers?
Yes. Skip, for me, sports is really comes down to two things. Either you're an asset or you're a liability. Simple as that. Right now, Philip Rivers is a liability. If you look at, in their 7 losses, Skip, he has 14 turnovers. You remember the last time we saw Philip Rivers, it was a Thursday night. He threw a pick 6 to the Raiders. He threw another pick that set him up for a touchdown, and then he threw an interception to end the ball game. And what did he just do? When Kansas City couldn't get anything going. Now, there's one pick, Skip, the one that Honey Badger got him on. Honey Badger would have got almost every quarterback in the league because he faked the over and then he picked the end cut. So I give him that one. Philip, that one's on Honey Badger, made a heck of a play because sometimes the defense, they get played also. But there are several of those interceptions that are unacceptable. That one to end the game, what the hell was that? Did you not see that guy? Did you not see? There are a lot of guys on the field, Philip. And the guys that doesn't have on your colors, you can't throw them the ball and get a touchdown. You can, but it goes on their side. He threw one right down the middle. Honey Badger should have had another one, Skip. He threw a punt, and Honey Badger, I don't know what happened. As good a hands as he has,
him right in the hands.
And he dropped it.
It was too easy.
It was too easy. Skip, all of their losses have come in with one score. Let that sink in. One score. And in those games, Philip Rivers has 14 turnovers, 4 interceptions. It's just, look, and I get it. And we keep talking about, Tom Brady's getting on up there in age. But guess who else is getting on up there in age, Skip? That guy. Now, he has a classmate that was taking a couple of slots before him that's already been assigned a seat on the bench. That's Eli Manning.
Yep.
He has another classmate that's on IR, Ben Roethlisberger, because of an elbow. May or may not be contributed to age. But Philip Rivers don't have a lifetime contract to start. I mean, what if he won that says, oh, Philip Rivers gets to stay as long as he wants? Yeah, he's compiled a lot of numbers, but Skip, he hasn't won the big game. I mean, remember he was 14-2? Now, you're like, well, Philip Rivers, yes, he did. Philip Rivers had LT, who's the MVP in his backfield, that's in the Hall of Fame, has a gold jacket like myself. He has a tight end, Antonio Gates, that the process started because he's not in the league this year. 4 years from now, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And you remember, Skip, they had that defense. They were 14-2. And they allowed the wild card Patriots to come to their home, kick their butts. That happened. So this notion that Philip Rivers hasn't had anything is not true. Philip Rivers has underperformed a lot in really big games. And what he's doing right now, I think the thing is why it won't happen, because the Chargers are going into a new building. And now their backup is Tyrod Taylor. Do you want to go into that new building with Philip Rivers or Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah.
And then, I'm looking at Phil, I'm like, what the hell are you seeing? Because I watched the game Thursday night, Skip. I'm like, Philip, this is all. I said, well, you know what? Maybe it's a one-off.
Yeah.
But I also watched him against the Broncos. And he turned the ball over at an alarming rate. He got 16 turnovers, 14 picks and 2 fumbles. Fumble last night, got it back. Skip, it's time for him to take a seat. He got to go to the back of the class. I mean, you sitting in the front of the class now. It's time for you to go to the back. We ain't calling on you anymore for a while.
My turn. Before I get to Mr. Rivers and your opinion of Mr. Rivers, quick thought on Patrick Mahomes. He threw for a grand total in the first half of 63 yards passing.
Okay.
63 yards passing. If Dak Prescott ever in his life even thought about throwing for only 63 yards in the first half, I would never hear the end of it from across the table on Undisputed.
Yeah, stop
Point of order.
Stop playing.
Patrick Mahomes.
I believe that.
63 yards passing.
How many general managers right now would take Dak Prescott over Mahomes, boy? How many?
You know what? It could be growing more than you think.
Skip, you do realize he's still leading the league in passing yards per game. He missed 2.5 games. You know the only reason that Dak Prescott has more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes, boy, is because he sat it down for 2.5 games. But he gonna come back like but I wouldn't be surprised if when it's all said and done, he's leading the league again.
Last night, Dak Prescott's lead in QBR over Patrick Mahomes grew a little bit because Patrick Mahomes had a 70. Not bad. I thought it was a little much, like it was a little over.
Oh, you thought it was generous? Oh, you thought it was generous?
Yeah,
okay,
I did.
I figured you would.
Yep. But still, it's 82.0 to 79.7. Dak running away now with QBR.
Oh, he running away.
Way to go, Doc.
We'll see.
Now, back
Coach
to
Belichick,
Phillip Rivers.
Coach Belichick is the QBR killer, though.
So, last night in Mexico City, Phillip Rivers threw for almost twice as many yards as Mahomes threw for. Almost twice as many. That's hard to do, man. 353 to 182.
Yep.
But Shannon Sharp says, go take a seat, right?
Yes.
Okay, I cannot defend the turnovers because there's only one bigger turnover machine now in pro football, and that's Jameis.
Oh, Jameis.
I mean, I just don't even know what's happened to him. I used to support him and defend him, but it's hard to defend anymore.
You can't.
Because he's running away with the interception lead.
He got 18.
He got 18 to Phillip's 14. Phillip Rivers is simply the most confounding, perplexing, tormenting quarterback I have ever closely observed.
Yes.
Because he will have moments of greatness and moments of pathetic, like last night where you just say, what are you doing? He has the greenest light to try everything possible to get that team over the hump when a lot of times it doesn't need everything
necessary.
possible.
Right.
But he will try anything at any moment. And the great irony last night was he was taking advantage of Daniel Sorensen as number 49. Where's 49? I'm going to throw it to his guy. Until the last play when Sorensen's, I don't know what he is, 6'1"-ish, and little Austin Eckler's about, 5'8" maybe? What are you doing? What are you doing?
How did he even see him?
What are you doing? Because it was like Daniel Sorensen was primary on the play, right? Like you're throwing it to him. Maybe if you threw a rainbow to the very back corner, maybe little Austin could run under it at the end line. I don't know.
Right.
But it looked like Sorensen just was all over it. And he's so much bigger than little Austin Eckler. There's no way you're going to get the ball over him.
Right.
And the game just suddenly ended after Phillip had made the big throw to Mike Williams.
Right.
It was a little bit of a pass and a prayer into double coverage, but
well, that's what he get because Williams did not get out of bounds. The guy touched him before he got out of bounds, and they stopped the clock.
They got a break.
Yes.
But Phillip can be pretty crazy clutch in some moments. And I'm going to remind everybody, it was just last December 13th, so it's been less than a year ago, on a Thursday night at Kansas City. Do you remember what happened at the end of the game? He went 60 yards in 8 plays and threw a touchdown pass to win it, and then goes for 2 and pulled that one off. And they pulled it out 29-28.
Yep.
Would you have sent him home after that game? No, obviously you wouldn't.
He has the big.
Okay, remember last year they went 12-4, went to Baltimore against a young Lamar, rookie Lamar, and won the game.
After they had lost to Baltimore in L.A.
They had. And then, obviously, you know the rest of the story because they then went to Foxborough, and that was the end of that deal.
Right.
But still, 12-4 was a pretty good year.
Right.
And so, to your point, they've lost 4 games by 7 points this year, 2 by 3 points, and 1 game by 2 points. So all 7 losses are close. They're all winnable games.
Yes.
But the reason they were in the games, you can credit Phillip for that. And the reason they lost the games, you can definitely blame him for that.
Right.
So I can't defend him, but I just have this nagging little voice in the back of my head. It's too soon. It's premature just to dismiss him completely because he still has his moments. Just 3 weeks ago at home against Aaron Rodgers, he hugely outplayed Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And they won 26-11. Well, we haven't seen any consistency like that.
Right.
But he gave you another glimpse of, I can still do that.
Well, I think it was a couple of years ago, Skip. I think he threw for 500 yards against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau. So Skip, you don't throw for the amount of yards and have the amount of touchdowns. This was as talented a quarterback class, the 04 draft, is that we're seeing. It gets compared favorably to 83. The Marino, Elway, Kelly draft.
And there were times last night when they just went up and down the field.
Yes.
Up and down and up
But
and
see,
down.
that's what makes you so upset with him. Because you see what he can be. And he just Eckler and Williams and Hunter, Hunter Henry, the tight end.
Yep.
I mean, he's going boom, boom, boom. And then he throw, like, Phillip, what the hell? Why
know.
did you just hit the other guy right in the chest for what? Skip, he didn't have to skip. He had plenty of time. Why would you throw it? What made you think that guy was open? There's nothing to hold a flat. Now, I can see Russell got fooled. Russell thought 57 was going to jump the guy in the flat, and he peeled back and picked it. Skip, there's nothing to hold a guy in the flat. So all he's going to just do receiving because he sees the running back coming up the rail. Phillip, you looking at him. You see 49 backpedaling, and you still throw it. I can see if the guy's 6'4", you're going to make it a jump ball. But you want a jump ball with a 6'1" DB versus a 5'7" running back.
That's what it was. Okay.
Well, unless the running back Spud Webb, I ain't throwing no jump ball to a 5'7" running back.
So, does Phillip Rivers have a shot to get in your Hall of Fame? I think he does.
I think he does too.
Wow.
But I'm all about rings, and he ain't got one.
Yeah.
And he probably will go down as, you could argue, the best quarterback never to win a ring.
No, Marino.
Okay, well, I guess so.
yeah.
Except I think a Dan at least get it.
Well, you're talking about not
How
getting
about
there,
just get to
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
He, Warren, Skip, because here's the thing, like Marino has 104. I saw the stat he had on the screen last night. Marino has 147 wins without a Super Bowl. Fran Tarkenton has 124, and Phillip has 122.
22 and 97 losses. 5 and 6 in the postseason. Got to the one AFC Championship game after he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So he played on a torn ACL at Foxborough with LaDainian Thomas.
And remember, Skip, when he tore that, he went to Indy.
Peyton, he outplayed him.
Yes.
He outplayed him. I mean, he's got guts.
I want it to end like this.
Skip, this get, man, this kind of, because guess what, Skip? This get coaches fired.
Yeah.
His play will get a coach fired.
Yeah.
Well, your friend, who is the coach of
Yes.
that team,
I saw that tweet.
he had to be sick after that.
And plus, you get punt returners catching the ball over their shoulder at the 2-yard line and fumbling it. Lucky they got it back. But hey, Lynn was like, bro, what you doing?
Yep.
Put your heels on the 10. If it goes over your head, they down it at the 1 or the 2, so be it. But you don't catch no ball over your... But see, when you start trying to play hero ball, everybody want to be a hero. I'm going to catch it over my shoulder and go 92. No, you didn't. You like the